The more you think of English and speaking as test and homework, the harder it is for you to actually use it and get better at it. I don't think it's that original to frame it as English, grammar, vocabulary, all that stuff is like tools, but you really got to focus on just like, what do you want to say? Why are you trying to talk? Why are you trying to talk to other people? And it's always a case-by-case situation. There's a lot of crossovers. Like simply, I could say, one of my core tenet beliefs was if you get better at social communication, it's much easier to improve at business communication versus getting really good in the business environment and thinking that you're going to be good at a social environment. When you're talking, you want to have fun, you want to learn something about other people, or you want to connect, or you're trying to get information out of it. I think that not only limited to those aspects, but if you think about it in that way, it's so much easier to manage the vocabulary or what you want to do. The more you put yourself in the practice of it, which is why I'm also trying to stream again here. Like before I hit record or before I hit go live, it's super easy to overthink. And I think the more logical you are, you try to weigh the pros and cons, you try to plan and map everything out, you're going to come up with good reasons not to even say anything or to not do it. And I guess I want to be live in the sense to put it out there that, yeah, it's easy for me to talk myself out of it too. Like now, live streaming is a different beast from actually talking with another person. With the modern generation, maybe they see more crossover. Maybe they really see it as something that's no different. For me, it's totally different. The main point is, though, it's like the aspect of like overthinking, it's still there. And I want to get over it. I want to improve at it. I feel rusty. So how do I shake off the rust? I just got to do it, right? Instead of just focusing on the English and speaking material like a lecturer, a teacher, as a coach, let's bring it back to the bare bones conversation. And one of the easiest things to go to is, what have you been up to? What have you been doing lately? What's new with you? Like, you can even spin it as this interpretation, this route of conversation. When someone asks you, how are you? How are you doing? How have you been? The Japanese example is, I'm fine, thank you, and you. That's like one of the biggest disservices to conversation because that's a script. Person A, person B, A, B, A, A, B, A, B. And you memorize lines. You don't have to have the deepest, most philosophical question with everybody you meet. In fact, sometimes it's nice to just have an A-B conversation so you can carry on with your day. But if you actually like the person who initiated the conversation and you want to talk with them more, you're killing the conversation. You're ending it too soon if you just do, I'm fine, thank you, and you. If you can be proactive in steering the conversation in this way, you hear, how are you? But you take it as, what have you been up to? There's lots of routes you can go. Basically, what are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you playing? What are you reading? Just what are you doing in your free time, essentially? Or if you love your job or something exciting at work's been happening, what's been going on at work? It can go any one of these routes. What kind of actionable thing is happening?